Are you awake yet, Jack? GW, the Arsenal AI is corrupted beyond repair.
We've got Ocelot sneaking, watching off to the side. And dead ray to our right.
I'll squeeze the answers out of you instead, my son.
I think this changes on difficulty as well. And this can suck on extreme. Look at it! Rah! He was only playing with us before. Oh, god damn. I think the duration of that changes on difficulty.
You know he doesn't know anything.
It's not him I want the answers from.
What do you mean?
That's not your business.
Oh, really? It so happens I have some business of my own to attend to.
Planning to hijack Arsenal?
Huh?
You were going to screw me over, weren't you?
Who talked? Ocelot?
He just gave it up. Didn't even try to lie.
I was the one who used Ocelot to suggest the idea to you in the first place.
What?
I was planning to give you Arsenal to begin with.
Why the uncharacteristic generosity?
I'm no philanthropist. Arsenal is far from impregnable.
We're gonna give it to her, but then also recurring to stealing it and get pissed about her stealing it. What?
Against a large attack force without support, Arsenal is nothing more than a gigantic coffin. Seizing Arsenal gear was never the real objective.
What was your objective then?
A list of names of the Patriots. They were planning to extend their control to digital information flow with GW and Arsenal. That means the information they want to filter out is contained in GW, including that list of the highest 12 members of the Patriots Wiseman's Committee.
And once you knew who they were, you would cross out their names one by one, while we, with our useless arsenal, drew their fire.
Very good.
Okay, that makes
Using
sense.
us all along.
Were you any different?
But your plans hit a snag with GW destroyed, hasn't it?
No, there is another way.
Really? But we have our own plans to carry out. We'll take the arsenal since you don't care for it anyway. The purified hydrogen bomb is ready to go.
A nuclear strike won't stop them.
It will damage their power source. The mindless masses that they control. First things first.
Of course. That was what you wanted. I won't stop you. Good luck.
Thanks, but I have quite enough of that.
And here Ocelot steps in. It's his time to shine.
You find so funny.
Charades usually are humorous. I wouldn't have minded watching some more of it, but we're running a little short on time.
What are you talking about?
Everything you've done here has been scripted, a little exercise set up by us.
Exercise?
The S3 plan was conceived as a means to produce soldiers on par with Solid Snake. That's what I told you. But the VR training the boy was put through is not the meat of the project. You think this little terrorist incident is your own doing, Solidus? This is the S3 training kernel. An orchestrated recreation of Shadow Moses.
And then that explains why there's been so many callbacks
Aims
to the first game.
Deaths. The ninja. The computer virus that mimics Foxdie. Did you really think they were all a coincidence?
It's a bit of a stretch. Not gonna lie.
Nanomachines were used to shut down his pacemaker. I arranged for the appearance of the ninja as well. As for the president, although Johnson realized what was going on, he played out his allotted part. As for the computer virus, it's a digital counterpart of Foxdie. It was also designed to eliminate every scrap of information regarding the Patriots from GW. Your plan was invalidated even before execution, Solidus. Fat Man was a different story. He's one of our own people, a sort of examiner we hired to test the boy's progress before letting him tackle the exercise proper. We had to arrange for Stillman's presence to coax the maniac into agreeing.
God, do you see how many steps are involved in all this?
Allowed the big shell to be destroyed, this exercise would have ended there. The project has no room for failures.
What do you mean?
Given the right situation, the right story, anyone can be shaped into Snake. Even rookies can fight like men of experience. An instant creation of genius. And this training kernel will provide more than enough data to formulate such a program.
So they can keep doing it, creating legendary soldiers like Snake.
Nothing but pawns placed to create the perfect simulation.
Which is why Colonel the entire time was like, oh, this wasn't factored into the simulation.
It was selected because your relationship resembles the one between Snake and Big Boss. Fortune, you and the rest of Dead Cell stand in for the Foxhound squad that Snake took on in Shadow Moses. You're the most impressive collection of freaks outside of Foxhound. We've gone to a lot of trouble to set you up against the boy. That story about purified hydrogen bombs is just the tip of the iceberg. The project was already underway when I sunk that tanker, along with your old man 2 years ago. Throwing your husband in the brig was a part of it too. You were told that the eradication of Dead Cell 6 months ago was an act of the Patriots. We provoked and encouraged your hatred. And you opted for vengeance, just as we planned.
Ah, it's too much. Too much. Getting too silly now.
Orchestrated?
Except for the appearance of the real Solid Snake. I wonder now who sent for you.
All our misfortune was just a part of their project?
And Ocelot is able to shoot her. And nobody else could.
How could...
You're no Lady Luck. You have nothing that we didn't give you.
What?
I'll get ready for this explanation.
Do you know why no bullet could hit you? It wasn't magic, or some new age mumbo-jumbo. Certainly wasn't your psychic talents. It was all staged by the Patriots.
Staged?
You were being shielded by the electromagnetic weapons technology that the Patriots developed.
Magnets. That's all it was.
Your Dead Cell comrades loved your father and husband.
Doesn't explain why the grenade didn't go off.
We
But like,
need a pathetic
you know,
wretch like you to
we're going to go up and punch her. And Raiden had his gun against her head. That would have killed her.
No.
You were hamming it up as the tragic heroine, thanks to the script that the Patriots wrote for you. Pure self-indulgence, absorbed in your own misfortune. You couldn't get enough of the drama.
I could have died whenever I wanted to.
Thought I got her in the heart.
And now he has that technology. So he's invincible technically. Run up and punch him. It's the only thing that works.
Oh, I remember. Your heart's on the right.
Yes, I always thought that was a weird line, but yeah, in the wiki, it turns out she's got like,
Waste of
not citrus inverters, is it? Well, that's when it's backwards. But heart's on the other side of her body as opposed to, you know, where it is for everyone else.
such thing
Which is why she's just survived the heart shot.
Only cutting edge technology.
He's a normal guy and he just jumped up all that way. He doesn't have a super suit or cyborg body. He's just an old man with a very, very complicated plan.
Now that I have enough data, all I have to do is retrieve Arsenal and clean up the refuse from the exercise.
Just try.
Oh yeah, swords, that'll do it. What happened to your gun? Oh, that was lucky. The handcuffs were on the other side of his body. And I was able to deflect through him. Try and knee rocket. Oh, she's still alive. And, she actually tries to use her powers.
You idiots! Get the hell away from there!
I told you, your luck's run out. Take your reward. It's all the payload Ray has. Die!
Everybody down!
Look at that, she actually deflects them with her mind. Okay, it's very silly, but this is also very cool. Not gonna lie.
What the? Impossible!
Yeah, it didn't take into account psychic powers. Oh, that's so cool, it's so anime.
She is Lady Luck.
My name is Helena Dolph Jackson, the daughter of a proud and noble soldier. I can see my family again.
How little she was in this game, she's such a cool character. I love her theme.
Damn!
It's a shame you fired all your rockets at once.
Instead,
Still got the face lasers. Then Liquid takes control. And it takes like a relaxed pose.
brothers!
Oh, this is so weird.
I've been waiting for this! It can't be.
Oh, Oh my god, this series is so weird.
This arm all along, waiting for the right time to awaken.
You were inside Ocelot?
Yes, a sleeper in the arm of a Patriot spy.
It was you 2 years ago?
Exactly. I was controlling him. Snake, it was I that leaked information about Arsenal to your partner and got you out.
Oh, so it wasn't EE.
What? You're the only one that can free me. After all,
Why is it EE then? Because I'm pretty sure Otacon said I got it from a person called EE. Why did Liquid send it as EE? Did he know about Emma?
buried the Patriots for good.
You know where they are? How?
Why do you think I chose Ocelot as my host? But before I go, I have a family matter to settle with both of you. There's room for only one Snake and one big boss.
So we've learned
Time to say goodbye.
how Liquid's taking control over Ocelot with the arm, and it is everything about this is so weird and over the top.
Like surfing, it's a good way to go.
There we go. Snake's able to break this damaged cuffs.
Stop this thing! Hey, Snake, you coming?
I don't think he's that good of a swimmer. I believe a few cutscenes get cut out of the game here. So originally the Arsenal gear was meant to go through New York and destroy a bunch of buildings and cause loads of damage. But 9/11 happened during the development of the game, so they removed all the scenes. So we go... it cuts a bunch out and it kind of skips to the end. I think it does it here, so like goes to white. It was supposed to destroy a bunch of stuff. Then when we come back, we're all the way in New York, yeah, so it is very bizarre. I get it. Honestly, I think they could have restored the content now for like the HD remaster. I think they still have it all. I wonder if I think it is on the disc as well, so I think data miners were able to get some of the scenes. Yeah, Arsenal destroys a bunch of New York, they end up crashing, and they all fly off the top of it.
What are you laughing at?
Do you know what day it is today?
Oh, Rose keeps saying that as well.
April 30th?
That's right. George Washington took office as the first president of the United States of America 200 years ago today. And it happened right here. We were going to declare another independence, the dawn of a new nation here. The end of the Patriots' secret rule, liberation of this country. This was where it was supposed to begin. This is where freedom could have been born.
All you want is power at any cost.
Jack, it's not power I want. What I wanted to take back from the Patriots are things like freedom, civil rights, opportunities. The founding principles of this country. Everything that's about to be wiped out by their digital censorship.
Well, they already had a control of that already.
Listen to me.
The censorship was...
Born with an expiration date.
The data was going to wipe them out.
Lasts forever.
This is just maintaining control, not gaining more for the Patriots.
Turning the best of our genetic material into the next generation. The data of life is transferred from parent to child. That's how it works. But we have no heirs, no legacy. We brothers are called les enfants terribles. Cloned from our father, with the ability to reproduce conveniently engineered out. What is our legacy if we cannot pass the torch? Proof of our existence, a mark of some sort. When the torch is passed on from parent to child, it extends beyond DNA. Information is imparted as well.
Oh, I thought it crashed then.
All I want is to be remembered by other people, by history.
Weren't you a
The
president?
Patriots are trying to protect their power, their own interests, by controlling the digital
Pretty sure you'd be
flow of
remembered.
information. I want my memory, my existence to remain. Unlike an intron of history, I will be remembered as an exon. That will be my legacy, my mark in history. But the Patriots would deny us even that. I will triumph over the Patriots and liberate us all, and we will become the Sons of Liberty.
Hey, said the name of the game. Just in case you forgot. Here we go, this is one of the creepiest. See, this actually scared me as a child.
Raiden, are you receiving? We're still here.
How's that possible? The AI was destroyed.
Only GW.
Who are you?
To begin with,
That skull kernel scared the crap out of me.
over the past 200 years, a kind of consciousness formed layer by layer in the crucible of the White House. It's not unlike the way life started in the oceans 4 billion years ago. The White House was our primordial soup, a base of evolution. We are formless. We are the very discipline and morality that Americans invoke so often. How can anyone hope to eliminate us? As long as this nation exists, so will we.
Cut the crap! If you're immortal, why would you take away individual freedoms and censor the net?
Jack, don't be silly.
Don't
She was an AI too.
Humans have your interests, not ours, in mind.
What?
Jack, listen carefully, like a good boy.
The mapping of the
Well, you don't
human
have to be a
genome
dick
was
about it.
completed early this century. As a result, the evolutionary log of the human race lay open to us.
We started with genetic engineering, and in the end, we succeeded in digitizing life itself.
But there are things not covered by genetic information.
What do you mean?
Human memories, ideas, culture, history.
Genes don't contain any record of human history.
Is it something that should not be passed on? Should that information be left at the mercy of nature?
We've always kept records of our lives, through words, pictures, symbols, from tablets to books.
But not all the information was inherited by later generations. A small percentage of the whole was selected and processed, then passed on. Not unlike genes, really.
That's what history is, Jack.
But in the current digitized world, trivial information is accumulating every second, preserved in all its triteness. Never fading, always accessible.
Rumors about petty issues, misinterpretations, slander.
All this junk data, preserved in an unfiltered state, growing at an alarming rate.
It will only slow down social progress, reduce the rate of evolution.
Right. You seem to think that our plan is one of censorship.
Are you telling me it's not?
You're being silly. What we propose to do is not to control content, but to create context.
Create context.
The digital society furthers human flaws and selectively rewards development of convenient half-truths. Just look at the strange juxtapositions of morality around you.
Billions spent on new weapons in order to humanely murder other humans.
Rights of criminals are given more respect than the privacy of their victims.
Although there are people suffering in poverty, huge donations are made to protect endangered species. Everyone grows up being told the same thing.
Be nice to other people.
But beat out the competition.
You're special. Believe in yourself and you will succeed.
But it's obvious from the start that only a few can succeed.
You exercise your right to freedom, and this is the result. All rhetoric to avoid conflict and protect each other from hurt. The untested truths, spun by different interests, continue to churn and accumulate in the sandbox of political correctness and value systems.
Everyone withdraws into their own small gated community, afraid of a larger forum. They stay inside their little ponds, leaking whatever truth suits them into the growing cesspool of society at large.
The different cardinal truths neither clash nor mesh. No one is invalidated, but nobody is right.
Not even natural selection can take place here. The world is being engulfed in truth.
And this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper.
We're trying to stop that from happening.
It's our responsibility as rulers. Just as in genetics, unnecessary information and memory must be filtered out to stimulate the evolution of the species.
And you think you're qualified to decide what's necessary and not?
Absolutely. Who else could wade through the sea of garbage you people produce, retrieve valuable truths, and even interpret their meaning for later generations?
That's what it means to create context.
I'll decide for myself what to believe and what to pass
I mean,
on.
that all sounds like a good idea, but why are they
Or something
talking like
Snake
dicks
told you.
about it? They've got a shitty attitude.
That's the proof of your incompetence right there. You lack the qualifications to exercise free will.
That's not true. I have the right.
Does something like a self exist inside of you?
That which you call self serves as nothing more than a mask to cover your own being.
In this era of ready-made truths, self is just something used to preserve those positive emotions that you occasionally feel.
Another possibility is that self is a concept you conveniently borrowed under the logic that would endow you with some sense of strength.
That's crap.
Is it? Would you prefer that someone else tell you? All right then. Explain it to him.
Jack, you're simply the best, and you got there all by yourself.
Oh, what happened? Do you feel lost? Why not try a bit of soul searching?
Don't think you'll find anything, though.
Ironic that although
What a
self is
dick.
something that you yourself fashioned,
No, I was with it for all the
every time something goes
digital
wrong,
information part.
turn around and place the blame on
But
someone
then this
else.
It's
self
not
conversation
your fault. It's not
is
your fault.
In denial.
is losing
So
me.
you resort to looking for another, more convenient truth in order to make yourself feel better.
Leaving behind in an instant the so-called truth you once embraced.
Should someone like that be able to decide what is truth?
Should someone like you even have the right to decide?
You've done nothing but abuse your freedom.
You don't deserve to be free.
We're not the ones smothering the world. You are.
The individual is supposed to be
Alright,
weak.
so you keep talking like this, that makes me want to
A
destroy you
single person
regardless
has
of
the
what you're trying to do.
potential ruin the world.
And the age of digitized communication has given even more power to the individual. Too much power for an immature species.
Building a legacy involves figuring out what is wanted and what needs to be done for that goal. All this you used to struggle with. Now we think for you.
We are your guardians, after all.
You want to control human thought, human behavior?
Of course. Anything can be quantified nowadays. That's what this exercise was designed to prove.
You fell in love with me just as you were meant to, after all. Isn't that right, Jack?
Ocelot was not told the whole truth, to say the least.
We rule an entire nation. Of what interest would a single soldier, no matter how able, be to us?
The S3 plan does not stand for solid snake simulation. What it does stand for is selection for societal sanity. The S3 is a system for controlling human will and consciousness. S3 is not you, a soldier trained in the image of Solid Snake. It is a method, a protocol that created a circumstance that made you what you are.
So you see, we're the S3, not you.
This is getting too weird for me.
What you
Again, all the data stuff I was into
of its effectiveness.
That's crazy.
about the internet and how it's all
Johnson said,
nothing gets deleted.
GW system is the key to their supremacy.
the objective of this exercise was to establish such a method. We used Shadow Moses as a paradigm for the exercise.
I wonder if you would have preferred a fantasy setting.
We chose that backdrop because of its extreme circumstances. It was an optimal test for S3's crisis management capacity. If the model could trigger, control, and solve this, it would be ready for any contingency. And now, we have our proof.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it now. Still really silly and over the top, but fine. Fine, I get it.
There are also reasons
Weird.
behind your selection. Solidus raised plenty of other child soldiers. Do you know why we chose you over them?
Because I'm blonde.
It was because you were the only one who refused to acknowledge the past. All the others remember what they were and pay for it daily.
But you turn your back on everything you don't like. You do whatever you like, see only the things you like, and for yourself alone.
Yes, Rose can attest to that.
You refused to see me for what I was. I lied to you, but I wanted to be caught. You pretended to be understanding, to be a gentleman. You never made a conscious attempt to reach out to me. The only time you did was when I gave you no choice but to do so.
I was just trying not to.
What? Trying not to hurt me? Dear, the one you were trying not to hurt was yourself. Avoiding the truth under the guise of kindness is all that you did. It occurred to you to do nothing but look out for yourself. Even if you claim that it was for my sake, that feeling was nowhere to be seen. In the end, everything was for your sake. I was never part of the picture.
Exactly right. So you see, you're a perfect representative of the masses we need to protect. This is why we chose you. You accepted the fiction we've provided, obeyed our orders, and did everything you were told to. The exercise is a resounding success.
Didn't I tell you that GW was still incomplete? But not anymore, thanks to you.
Your persona, experiences, triumphs, and defeats are nothing but byproducts.
All this stuff. And meanwhile, Solidus is just sharpening his swords.
It's taken a lot of time and money, but it was well worth it considering the results. I think that's enough talk. It's time for the final exercise. Raiden, take Solidus down.
Why should we do anything that they're telling us to do?
Oh, really? Aren't you forgetting something?
If you die, my child dies.
The termination of vital signals from your nanomachines means the death of Olga's child. Not to mention the death of Rose. She's wired the same way.
Rose, does she actually exist?
Of course I do, Jack. You have to believe me.
Damn!
Fight to the death.
Wow, that was brutal.
Solidus at least wants you dead.
We will collect the necessary data from this last fight. Then we'll consider the exercise closed. So, Jack the Ripper, will it be Solidus, the Patriot's creation, or you, Solidus's creation? Our beloved monster.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Ourselves.
Ugh. The controls turned off. Turn it back on for the fight. This is an awesome boss fight. I hope I actually do good this time.
My clone brothers and I are called monsters, replicates of evil genes. You are one of a kind, but still a monster, shaped by a dark and secret history. We need to decide which monstrosity will have the privilege of survival. By the way, Jack, I was the one who killed your parents.
Well, that's a strange out of nowhere twist. As if we did have enough drama already.
You as a soldier in the army of the devil. I am your foster father and your worst enemy.
Why?
Because I needed to know whether we were really someone else's creation. We're repeating history, Jack. Liquid and Solid hunted down Big Boss, trying to sever the tie that bound them to him. Unless you kill me and face your past, Jack, you will never escape. You'll stay in the endless loop, your own double helix. It's time we were both free.
Oh, that was lucky. I was so close to my dick. Get ready for some anime weeaboo shit. You had 3 swords? From my own?
For wanting you dead. The clues to the Patriots inside GW have been erased, but there are other traces. Inside you. What? The information is being carried by the nanomachines in your cerebral cortex, and throughout the neural network they formed.
Gonna cut out my brain. You'll have to take it. Get ready for some samurai shit. Oh, and some doves in the background. Very John Woo. If only the doves were on fire. Actually, this is New York. They're gonna be pigeons, aren't they? Not doves. Here we go. Awesome boss fight. Gotta stay out of the fire. That one's a bad one. You can... oh, my TV's gonna turn off. There we go. TV was like, I've been on for a long time. It's like, yes you have. We've been doing this almost over... well, nearly 4 hours now. Oh, that was bad. Oh, could have got in between them. Oh, that's bad. I'm trying. I've got Russian equipped. I was scared then. Oh yeah, you can do that as well, which is annoying. You can go through you with a fire and set you on fire, but that's fine. So yeah, you just basically get him to do like counter-attack. Well, you counter-attack him. It's super easy, but now it's going to change slightly. I don't know why you'd lose your weapons to make yourself more powerful, but whatever. So now dart round and you've got to block his dart. Oh, let's have a listen. Oh, what a soundtrack.
We're not just pawns in some simulation game, you know.
Yes, you are. But mere weapons, no different from fighter jets or tanks.
What the?
The old model destroyed 4 years ago was Rex.
The new amphibious model is Ray.
Both of these are the same as the code names used by the U.S. Armed Forces to refer to Japanese warplanes during World War II.
Your code name, Raiden 2, comes from the Japanese Navy's name for one of its interceptors.
So that's the god aligning from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, really? Do you know the code name the U.S. Armed Forces used for the Japanese fighter Raiden?
It was Jack. Both of you are just weapons to be used and thrown away.
Just weapons to be used on the battlefield. Just pawns in a game. Exactly as you said.
And a weapon has no right to think for itself. Now, it's time to fulfill your purpose. Defeat Solidus.
Okay, get ready. Block. Now the issue is whenever you hit him, he takes like a step backwards. You got to get really close to him, because otherwise you miss your chance. Sorry, you can't block that one. Oh my god, this is so fun! Oh, we beat him. It just freezes in an animation at the end. There we go, beating Metal Gear Solid 2. It's all cutscenes from now on. But I loved going back on the scene viewer and changing the characters here to different models. And just seeing how it played out. Oh, you're fucked. Sever the spine. Blood just fucking squirting out of him. I imagine it's only the suit keeping him together. It says something there, but I don't know what. Well, is that ever revealed? Like Raiden says in like the next game, like, oh, when he died, he said, oh, I think I left the oven on. I don't know. That's bizarre. I don't remember that. I think he's still alive as well. Just die already, dude. And there he goes. Actually, I think he's still alive. Kind of, technically. We find out what happens later in Metal Gear Solid 4. Some really weird stuff. I say that a lot. Metal Gear Solid is just so weird. It's one of the weirdest series in anything ever. There's a secret here. I think we can see Vamp in a certain cutscene. Yeah, so no people around. New York is surprisingly empty. Raiden is steaming mad. We've got dog tags now, because that's important for the cutscene, even though we've never had them before. And here come the people. We're going to ignore the man in the skin-tight rubber suit and the katana.
Who am I really? No one quite knows who or what they are. The memories you have and the role you were assigned are burdens you had to carry.
See, if I was Raiden, I'd think this would be an illusion.
That's never the point.
Snake swam to the shore and went to meet up with Raiden. Or maybe Otacon helps him out again.
As absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction.
Right, this is kind of the ramblings of a madman.
Is only as real as your brain tells you it is. Then, what am I supposed to believe in? What am I going to leave behind when I'm through? We can tell other people about having faith. What we had faith in. What we found important enough to fight for. It's not whether you were right or wrong, but how much faith you were willing to have. That decides the future. The Patriots are a kind of ongoing fiction too, come to think of it. Listen, don't obsess over words so much. Find the meaning behind the words, then decide. You can find your own name. And your own future. Decide for myself? And whatever you choose will be you. I don't know if I can. I know you didn't have much in terms of choices this time. But everything you felt, thought about during this mission is yours. And what you decide to do with them is your choice.
You mean start over?
Yeah, a clean slate. A new name.
This stock footage is weird. It's not, it doesn't relate to anything Snake's saying,
Your own legacy.
I guess.
It's for you
The
to
people in
decide.
general.
It's up to you. By the way, what is that?
Dog tags.
Butt phase. That's what we put in at the start of the game. That was the identity the Patriots gave to Raiden when they wiped his memory, when they brainwashed him.
Anyone you know?
No, never heard the name before. I'll pick my own name and my own life. I'll find something worth passing on.
Just throws it at somebody in the crowd.
They taught me some good things too.
I know. We've inherited freedom from all those who fought for it. We all have the freedom to spread the word. Even me.
Snake, what about Olga's child?
Don't worry. I'll find him. Count on it. As long as you keep yourself alive, he's safe.
Do you know where Liquid went?
I put a transmitter on his ray.
Did he head for the Patriots?
Yeah, but I have a feeling they gave Ocelot a bogus location to begin with. Cheer up. We have a better lead. This contains the list of all the Patriots.
Well, that was easy.
The one we gave you wasn't the real thing.
What?
This virus is coded to destroy only a specific part of GW, namely the information about the Patriot's identity. Which means that there's a parameter coded in here that defines what that information is.
That's pretty smart.
Analyze the code and you can probably find out where they operate. Count me in.
No, you have things to do first.
I think Raiden deserves to get a bit of revenge.
People you need to talk to.
A bit of revengeance. Might have missed that Easter egg. I was certain it's when you throw your dog tags, you can go into first person and see. Or maybe it's here? I always forget. I did an achievement guide on this, so I should know. It's Rose, are you real? Oh, just an illusion? So, you and AI... Nobody else seems to be acknowledging you. Maybe you're just in my head. My fake pregnant girlfriend. Snake, do you see her too? At this point, everything's in his head. Snake wasn't here. Rose wasn't here.
Nothing. Can I ask you something? Who am I, really?
I wouldn't know. But we're going to find out together, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah.
So does it never acknowledge the AI Rose?
See me for what I am, okay?
I know.
And she is pregnant. Okay. The AI knew she was pregnant. This is too weird. I think I did miss the Easter egg then. But yeah, the Easter egg is you go in first person. Maybe you have to be in a certain difficulty.
Of course.
Go into first person, you can see Vamp standing off to the side just to prove he's still
I
alive.
remember now. Today is the day I met you.
Yeah, so we don't actually have that conversation that much during this playthrough. So it's whenever you save it and you go to quit the game, she'll all go, do you know what tomorrow is? Like, I have no clue. Our anniversary, you dumbass. And that was a real argument Hideo Kojima had with his girlfriend, wife, while making Metal Gear Solid 2, and he thought, you know what, I'm going to put this into the game. That's a proper Chad move, that.
To the future.
What?
He said all living things want their genes to live on.
Are you talking about the baby?
Yeah. But genes aren't the only thing you pass on. There are too many things that aren't written into our DNA. It's up to us to teach that to our children.
What kind of things?
About the environment, our ideas, our culture, poetry, compassion, sorrow, joy. We'll tell them everything together.
Is that a proposal?
This is for your ears only.
That was a sweet final line. Oh, I've got quite a bit to talk about this. I know I've only got one thing to talk about. It's like that data stuff. All the genes and all the, like, the idea of self. It's too weird for me. It melts my brain. So I just don't care. Like, oh, these ideas are not your own. Well, it's not myself. Who are you going to be in the future? Who you get to choose who you're going to be. It's like, yeah, I am. Don't care if it's predetermined or not. Right, this is an awesome song. I hope it's not copyrighted, otherwise this is going to be very annoying. But I'm going to let this play out, and then once the credits are done, I'll come back and have a few thoughts on the final speech by AI Colonel Campbell.
On the streets below, and ask every child I know, do you think tomorrow will bring sun or rain? Which one of these will show? I can't say goodbye to yesterday, my friend. I keep holding on till the end. Out of the darkness, there is no other way than the light leading to yesterday. It's there that I'll find inner peace, not war, and dreams that I let slip away. I'll find the joyfulness I'm looking for way back in yesterday. Each of us in the world ever see the best things in life are free. Little sounds of laughter, a warm hug, a smile, my knees. I cry and I cry. Love, do not pass me by. Happy ever after. Please stay for a while. Make time, refuse to fly. I can't say goodbye to yesterday, my friend, 'cause I know how good it has been. Facing forever, here I stand, come what may. Bring the old, bring the new, yesterday. It's there that I'll find inner peace, not war, and dreams that I let slip away. I'll find the joyfulness I'm looking for way back in yesterday.
Always we get an extra thing after the credits.
Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow. These are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing.
I thought that was a nice speech at the end by Snake. David Hayter doing a good job as well. But it's not over.
Snake, you there? It's me. I've finished going over that disk.
Did you find the Patriots list?
Of course. It contains the personal data of 12 people. There was a name on it. Snake, it was one of our biggest contributors.
What's going on around here?
I don't know.
Anyway, where are they?
Well, we were right about them being on Manhattan, but...
But what?
They're already dead. All 12 of them.
When did it happen?
Well, about 100 years ago.
Whoa, what a twist!
What the hell?
So the Patriots are controlling. And one of my feeds is stopped. Oh, it's still going. Just one of my stream fuses is stopped. So the Patriots are controlling philanthropy, Snake and Otacon. But it could have, you also could use it as false information, right? They were going to wipe out false information as like a false lead. But I think it is confirmed that the Patriots who built their system are all dead, and they've been dead a long time. No, wait, well, that's not true, is it? The names on the list did die over 100 years ago. But then we'll have to get to Metal Gear Solid 4, and then they'll explain it all again, and then we can learn all this. What I noticed during the credits though is that Otacon is a trademarked term by another company, and that Konami had to license the use for Otacon, which I think is quite interesting. He named it for Otaku Convention, but it looks like it was already licensed by another company somewhere. So 9.5 hours, yes, that actually sounds about right for Metal Gear Solid 2. Save 6 times, continues 3 times. I know I died once from something stupid. I know I died another time when I was going for the Easter egg. Did I die twice going for the Easter egg at an Arsenal gear? I must have done. Alert mode 8 times? Really? Well, there was, again, the Easter egg at the end where I got caught a bunch. I'm pretty sure I only got caught once before then. Maybe twice. Killed 10 people. God damn it, yeah, I tried to go for like non-lethal, but when we entered the room with Emma and I had no ammo on my tranquilizers, I had to kill people. 13 rations, okay, that's quite a lot as well. What do you rank in my game? Scorpion, not bad. You know, when I saw that, I was going to say lobster, which is not as cool. You know, I'm obtaining this would be in the game, a digital camera, so you can take pictures whenever you want, and it would save it to your memory card. I'll save it. No point. We're not going to load this save, but just why not? I'll take us back to the menu. Okay, so with the AI kernel speech at the end, there's really only one topic that caught my interest, and the rest I think was kind of garbage. Like the whole idea that I had about, you know, being self, and, you know, how do you know what that reality is real, and how do you know your reality is your reality and not, and everybody else has their own reality. Like, how do you know you see the world the same way as somebody else? To be honest, I don't care about any of that. I don't think it matters. It doesn't. It's a good question, but the answer is impossible and doesn't matter really. So that one, I have no interest in that. What I did have interest in is the prophesizing about the internet and all the data that gets uploaded to the internet that is then there forever. I want to go into a menu where we don't have the music. So you got the internet now, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and it'll grow infinitely. Because like storage is getting, the physical storage sizes are getting smaller, but the capacity is always increasing. So data is just going to, and the internet will just grow forever, and on and on and on. There is no limit. So it's going to be like information gets uploaded, no matter how trivial or how important, and then it'll be there forever. the point they were making in the game is that, well, how do you sort out bad information from good information? And that is actually a good question. But it's not just an issue assigned to the internet. Like, news is like this. In person, like word of mouth has misinformation. I mean, I don't know, when I was a kid, there was all like the old wives' tales, is what we call them. It's like when it's like, oh, if you sit too close to the TV, your eyes will go square. Or, I think the common one now is like eating sugar makes you hyper, when science has proven that it doesn't. It's just a like a myth. The misinformation isn't just an internet thing, but it is a common one. So what I was thinking about during the credits is, for example, anti-vaxxers. So there's so much evidence online and just from like schools that we're all taught that vaccines work and how they work. But anti-vaxxers are able to find misinformation that says they don't work, and then they cling to that as a truth. And then the overwhelming majority, which says vaccines work, to them, that's not the truth. That is all misinformation. So that is kind of something that Ken was talking about in the game. Like, this AI is going to say, all right, well, we've found this misinformation about that says vaccines don't work. We'll delete that, and then there's only the proof that vaccines work that exists, and then we won't have these anti-vaxxers clinging to this false truth. But I don't think, again, that'd be I think even if the internet didn't exist and there wasn't this misinformation about a vaccine, there'd still be word of mouth, like idiot people who just don't understand the science behind it, the very basic science behind it. And so they would just cling to this idea that it's not good for me. If they don't find something on the internet, they'll say, oh, someone told me that the vaccines don't work, or I just believe in faith that the vaccines don't work and that they're harmful for me. And then they don't need this evidence to misinformation to form their opinion. Or even it's mainly misinformation is on the misunderstanding of the subject, like with vaccines. Like, anti-vaxxers most of the time don't understand how vaccines work. In fact, pretty much all anti-vaxxers don't understand what vaccines are, what they're made up of, or how they work. And so that's why they are anti-vaxxers. We could even say the same for like flat earthers. That's probably like a less controversial topic. It's like flat earthers are proven wrong all the goddamn time. When they do their own experiments, they prove themselves wrong, and yet flat earthers exist. And they exist because, there's that actually, original flat earthers existed before the internet, because they were only basing their opinion on what they can see. And when you climb up somewhere high, you don't see a curved Earth because there's nowhere high enough to actually really prove that the Earth is curved. Like, even if you go up into into the sky, if you go up in the plane, it still looks flat because the Earth is just that huge. But even when you there are like ways to prove the Earth is round without, like advanced science. Like, I think, was it the ancient Greeks that proved it? Or was it Egyptians? Where they just built two pyramids at the same height, but over a large distance. And then they measured like from the tip of the one tower to the tip of the other. And then it wasn't like the same length as it would be on the ground. And then proving that the Earth is curved because the tips are ever so slightly further apart. But the real issue I have with like the AI in this game is that it's a dick. It's a dick to you. It's condescending towards humanity. It doesn't believe in free will. It doesn't believe in, I guess, equality in that matter. And so it believes it's better than us. It believes it knows what's good for us and what's bad for us. And I think one of the examples in here is like it hid scientific information about the genome. I don't know if that was just an example Emma was using or if it actually happened. But if it actually happened, then they are censoring data from humanity, which would be very helpful. Knowing the full genome would be extremely helpful. And yet they were censoring that, and we don't know why. But yeah, this was like in 2001, so the internet was definitely a thing, but it wasn't as big as it's blown up now. Social media didn't exist back then. When was Facebook invented? That was like 2006? 2004, social media is really what this game is prophesizing about, people building their own little bubbles, their own little groups, and then not wanting to go outside that group, outside that comfort zone, and only believing in these select groups. So yeah, I've actually, it is a roller coaster going through this game. Like when I said, when I first played this, didn't understand the story at all. Then when I played it in like my teens, I was like, oh, okay, oh wow, this is like so kind of like edgy. It understands the internet and like how it all works, and it's like so cool and prophesizing it. And then when I played it like a few years ago, I was like, this is all like the ramblings of a madman. And now I'm on like a bit of both. It's like a bit very cool, prophesizing the internet and social media. And then on the other side, when it's like, oh, how do you know free will really exists? Like, how do you control your future? You don't control your future. It's like, that's just, it's bollocks. It's just nonsense, rambling nonsense. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. So we completed Metal Gear Solid 2. But we're going to go through all the Snake Tales. We're going to go through all the VR missions. I think all the VR missions will take about 30 hours, which is like, 3 times longer than the game itself. I'll follow my own guide for a few of those, I think. I think Snake Tales isn't that long. We can probably do all that in one session. But yeah, all of the VR missions is very long. So I'll probably have to follow my own guide on a few missions where I get stuck. And then once we've beaten this, we'll go on to Metal Gear Solid 3. And then on to Metal Gear Solid 4. And then on to 5. I also want to do all the spin-off games. So I want to do like, is it Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Advance? I want to do Acid and Acid 2. What else was there? Oh, Portable Ops. And there was another one as well. Peace Walker. I want to do Peace Walker as well.